So the first thing, when you think about financial freedom, I think it's super important to define that. What is that for you? Not what is it for, all kinds of other people, but just for you. For some people, financial freedom means not working anymore. For other people, it means working at a job they love instead of the job they have. For some people, it means millions of dollars in the bank. For some people, it means, multiple real estate properties. What does it mean for you? For other people, it means something more like having more joy in your life, having more opportunities for creative pursuits. And it means something totally different, more time with family. I don't know. I don't know what it is for you. What I do know is people like to put these vague terms out there. I want financial freedom. And I want to warn you against that because it's kind of like saying, want a really great guy. Well, what does that mean? You've got to figure that out.
Your relationship with money matters. I'm Michelle Perkins, and this is the Money and You podcast, where I will be breaking down your relationship with money, offering tough love money tips, and a money dating plan that will focus on lifting the barriers to success to help pave the way for better money practices and increased wealth. It's time to take control to live a limit-free life. It starts today.
Hello, hello. Welcome to the Money and You Show. I'm Michelle Perkins, your host. And we're going to do a short solo show today because I really want to talk about the fact it's December 6th. And I really want you to set yourself up for more financial freedom in 2024. Not to mention having a good month. And so I'll tie those together in this show. But I really want to talk first about your money mindset. And that's what I love to talk about the most, your relationship with money, how you're thinking about money, how your beliefs around money are either, static or they're evolving a bit to help you. Because I feel at this time of the year that it's really important to reiterate the idea that your money mindset, the way you think about money and the way you interact with it, the way you talk about it, that is all really the most important thing. I hate to say it, and this doesn't, maybe there's a small percentage of people for whom this doesn't matter, but I would say for the vast majority of people, without the right mindset around money, which I'll define that in a minute, it's almost impossible for anything else to work. The other aspects of building wealth and getting more money and doing practical things that build your financial situation in a better way, they just don't happen without the right mindset, or they happen for a bit. It's sort of like, you move a little bit and then you stall out, and then you move a little bit and things go backwards too far. So there isn't a consistent kind of increase in how you're operating with money and how you're building your financial wellness for the future. So, money mindset, people don't talk about it enough. People don't understand it very well. And that's a huge part of why I do this show and why I do my Money Date program. Sometimes it's a concept that's a little hard to grasp until you start working with it. And so that's why I put my Money Date program together, because you'll really understand by the end of that program what it means to really have a relationship with money and a good mindset around money and the value of that. And once again, that is the foundation. Without that, you can do all kinds of things, but you'll tend to fall back into old patterns or fall back to a set point that's comfortable for you. It's all about believing new things about money and interacting with money more and getting to know it and having it kind of be with you in life as your ally and your support system so that you can reach your goals and dreams. And so your mindset has to be there. If you don't believe that you can create money, if you don't believe that you can work with money or understand money or any of these things, are all going to stop you. And as you move ahead in life, the people listening to the show typically are ambitious people or people who are they're seeking more joy, more abundance, better work lives, great businesses. And to do that, your money mindset is key. Otherwise, it will create a barrier. if it's negative, if you don't believe that you can accomplish these things because of money. When you think of money as being that thing that's going to stop you, it will. And so there's a lot of work that goes into changing your mindset and your relationship with money. The relationship part is that part of the way you think about it, the way you interact with it, the habits you develop, the way you communicate about it. That's the relationship piece. And the mindset piece is, I mean, they're together, they go together, but the mindset pieces is very much to the thoughts you have around money, the background that you have with money that might contribute to your thoughts and ideas and beliefs around money about what's possible. How can you get to next levels in your life if your beliefs are such that they stop you at a certain point? They'll allow you to get to one point, but not beyond that point. And that's where a lot of people have problems. They think that they have goals that they are excited about, but usually they're reachable. They aren't visionary kinds of goals that allow them to think way beyond what they think is possible. And if you have the right money mindset, you'll know that even if you don't have the slightest idea how you would make something happen, you will allow yourself to entertain that and to get to that next level that sounds so just, kind of crazy big for you in this moment. And a good money mindset will allow you to think that much bigger. And I want to stop there and talk about bigness. Like everybody thinks your business has to be so big and everybody wants to scale. And I had a really interesting conversation with somebody this week about what if I want a really successful business that will bring me the financial freedom I want, but I don't want it to be huge. I don't want it to be so, complicated and intricate that it's just more than I can take on or in my mind. Like it's just too overwhelming to even get started with. So, you can have big dreams with small goals, if that makes any sense. The goals that you set for yourself to reach these big dreams can be small and sometimes need to be small for you to get started. So I just want to give the dreamers out there, even like myself, permission to think small. Think small, tiny actions and goals just to keep moving you forward. Because oftentimes when people are telling us to think too big and we have this grandiose idea of a business in our head, we can't really take steps because it's we don't even know what to do. It's so big. So break it down, think small, tiny steps. You can also do that with money. Sometimes we think to ourselves, oh, I want financial freedom. I want wealth. I want, for my financial life to be great. First of all, these are really vague terms and they mean different things to different people. So the first thing, when you think about financial freedom, I think it's super important to define that. What is that for you? Not what is it for, all kinds of other people, but just for you. For some people, financial freedom means not working anymore. For other people, it means working at a job they love instead of the job they have. For some people, it means millions of dollars in the bank. For some people, it means, multiple real estate properties. What does it mean for you? For other people, it means something more like having more joy in your life, having more opportunities for creative pursuits. And it means something totally different, more time with family. I don't know. I don't know what it is for you. What I do know is people like to put these vague terms out there. I want financial freedom. And I want to warn you against that because it's kind of like saying, I want a really great guy. Well, what does that mean? You've got to figure that out. What are you really asking for? You're putting this out there into the universe because you're asking for something and you're asking for something of yourself. And if you don't really know what that is, if you can't break it down into the nitty gritty of what that means, it's unlikely that you're going to be able to even find a pathway to it. If you're saying I want a great destination for this trip, well, you're just going to drive all over, I guess. You need to know where you're going. So that is the number one most important thing. And this month of the year is a great month to start thinking about that. What does financial freedom really mean to me? Maybe it means downsizing. It can mean anything. For somebody, financial freedom is being able to go to the grocery store and not care what anything costs. For somebody else, it means going to the car, the auto dealer and not thinking about cost. Whatever it is for you, this is all about feeling better. That's the crazy thing about money. It seems like this tangible thing that has no life to it, bills or coins, but really it's an energy, and it really is supposed to make you feel good. Most people won't go around saying, yeah, my money makes me feel really good. That's part of having a good relationship with your money, is allowing your money to make you feel the way you want to feel. So let's talk about that a little bit. We talked about the mindset. That figuring out your mindset should come first, but there's also the practical things that you want to do with your money. So one thing that does help you feel good is to take action somewhere. So it's December 6th. We have time to, actually, that's the date I'm recording this. So it'll be a few more days before you actually hear this, but you want to really figure out what can you do in this last month of the year. Because one thing that we know we're going to do this month is spend. There's probably, there aren't many people out there that are not going to spend on gifts, on entertaining, on maybe some travel. There's a lot of spending that goes on in the month of December. And a lot of people out there helping us to want to spend. So you want to give that some thought too. You don't want to just go crazy with spending. So you want to think about what would actually, what can you do? I don't like to say what can you afford, but what can you do that will feel within your, I don't want to say budget either, but within your spending plans. So I think it's really important to think about that ahead of time. If you're really in a bad strait and, spending too much this month is really going to bring you down, then what else can you do? Can you make gifts? Can you exchange other things? Can you just, a lot of times really thoughtful gifts don't have to be expensive. And so, that's something that you can give thought to. We know we're going to probably overspend this month, though. So what can you do this month that kind of compensates for that? What I mean is, what can you set up for 2024 that will make you feel like you just made a great money move? And despite some potential overspending this month, you have something in 2024 that is going to make that year really good. For example, I've been talking a lot about setting up my health savings account, my HSA account, and that will make me feel, because it's been on my list for a while, like I've set myself up for something good in 2024. So whatever I'm doing this month, I understand that there will be some extra spending this month, but I'm going to feel good knowing that I did set up another level of my foundation, my financial foundation that I've been wanting to do. So is there something that you can set up, take care of, manage, organize, learn about that would be good for kind of setting you up in 2024? So when you think about money, you can think, well, I spent a little bit more this month, but I also did X. Now, I'm talking about that because we want to talk about our thoughts, right? So a lot of times when things happen, as humans, this is just what we do. We focus on the negative. So maybe there's something financially that went wrong this year. It's really easy to fixate on that. This always happens. I was talking to someone and she was saying, there was a big expense. There was, a maintenance problem, cost them $20,000. And what people were saying, what she was saying about this was, oh my gosh, this is what always happens. Now, that isn't a helpful mindset, really, because sure, we have things that happen. Things break. Things need to be fixed. We all know this. But when we fixate on that and we make it mean, no matter how much I save or whatever, something's going to come along and take that money. That's a mindset. That's an idea based on evidence, based on something that happened, that's what always happens. Well, it does happen, but we forget in that moment. There might be a huge array of great things that have happened, things that have gone well this year, but as humans, we're going to fixate on that one negative event. So it's important to ask yourself, okay, that happened, but what good things did I accomplish this year with my money? And I think at the end of a year, it's super important to think about what you did this year that was a plus, or what happened. Did you get a raise? Did you get a new job that pays more? Did you, you know, what happened this year financially that was good, that was a positive, that is moving you forward? And sometimes we just skate right by those things and we just go back to focusing on the problems. So it's important at the end of the year, too, to set yourself up for the next year, to remind yourself, yeah, I did take control this year. I did do X, Y, and Z. I did improve, whatever aspect of your financial wellness that you improved on. Very important. We're all going to have ups and downs. Nothing's going to go in a straight line. But I think what you want to see are some ups and downs, but overall, kind of an overall increase in your financial security, wellness, well-being. And that makes it all feel like it's going in the right direction. Let's see, what else did I want to talk about? I wanted to talk about, oh, well, let's just talk about this since I just brought up the negative thinking versus the positive thinking. I think it's important at the end of the year, too, to ask yourself some very simple but very important questions. What went right this year? So what went right? What did you do money-wise, or what happened to you money-wise that actually was a good thing? What went wrong? It's okay to think about those things. That doesn't make you, doesn't give you a negative money mindset. It gives you a reality check. What went right? What went wrong? And what is needed? What is needed next year based on those two things? You might want to do more of what went right. You might want to figure out with what went wrong how you can change something. So what is needed in 2024? And that is a really simple question. If you've done the work of thinking of what went right and what went wrong, what is needed will start coming to you. And if you can't think of what is needed, you can get help with that. I mean, absolutely. People, they have coaches for everything else. It would be great to have a money coach, and that's what I am. And it's really important sometimes to get other people's thoughts and ideas on what you could do with your money. And I don't mean advisement so much as just bigger, broader ideas based on your goals of what you could be doing to improve your financial wellness and your financial situation. And let's see, there are some other, keep forgetting. Okay, sorry about that. What about doers and visionaries? Let's think about that for a minute, because this was another conversation that I had, and I found it very interesting in the context of money. So people are usually fall into one of these two categories. Either you are more of a visionary, you're full of ideas, you're creative, you're always thinking of ways, new things to do, new business ideas, new jobs, new ways to operate. So, if you're a visionary, you are always kind of coming up with new things. There's always something that excites you that you want to either, maybe you want to write a book, maybe you want to build something, maybe you want to do, different kinds of businesses. So you visionaries out there probably know who you are. You're dreaming up new ideas all the time. However, how are you with execution? Because sometimes visionaries are great at coming up with the ideas and a little less good at actually doing the work and executing and implementing a plan. So those are the doers. And the doers are so valuable because they can take a concept or an idea that maybe they would have more trouble thinking of, and they can make it happen. And so for those of you who are visionaries, it's important to find a doer to partner with. For those of you who are doers, it's important for you to have a visionary in your world who can help you see maybe new ideas beyond what you're currently doing. So I think it's important from a money standpoint as well. If it's hard for you to vision, yourself in a different financial situation, a different lifestyle, a different zip code, whatever that is, I think it's important. Important for you to lost my train of thought, Tony. Okay. So for those of you who are doers, find a visionary. For those of you who are visionaries, find a doer. Whether that's somebody in your life, maybe you and your partner are opposites, maybe you and your business partner are opposites, but maybe you have to hire somebody to come in and be that other half. But I think it's really important for the doers to have a visionary and the visionaries to have doers. So just think about that a little bit. And it works with money because sometimes people cannot think beyond their own ideas. Their mindset might get them trapped in a vision, and you want to be able to visualize bigger and better. And you also really need to take the actions, just like with anything else. If you have this big vision for how you want your financial life to be, somebody's going to have to sit down with you. Maybe it's you, but maybe somebody else needs to sit down and tell you what those small steps are that will take you to that vision, because you may not be able to figure out what to do to get there, and you need a doer to help you execute the plan. So that's the show for today, and I hope that you are heading into 2024 with an idea for how you will be financially more free, because that feels really, really good, and I know most people want that. Just figure out what it is that you really want. What does that really mean to you? And let me help you figure out how to get there. Keep listening to the show. Contact me if you need some help with your money or your career. I would love to have that conversation with you. I always do complimentary conversations with new people. You can reach me at Michelle, 2Ls, at limitfreelife.com. And thank you so much for being here. We'll see you next week.